Hello everyone, I'm Terry Duke, and welcome to my channel. Today we're looking at a mysterious mod from Warband which can be found neither on the ModDB page nor on the Steam Workshop. The mod is called Sparta, and from what I've been told, the fans of the mod have complained so much about how difficult it was to play this mod that it led to a big clash with the modder who decided to remove it altogether. So while the official links for the mods no longer exist, you can still find a version of it online if you're persistent enough. And I wasn't just about to ignore this mod. I want to know, is it really that hard? If you enjoy this content, you can support me with a like and subscribe. Thanks in advance, and on to the review. Sparta, as the title suggests, takes us to ancient Greece, with all of the historical city-states of the time, including the well-known Athens and Sparta. Right off the bat, the mod is very impressive visually. The scenery is simply beautiful, the music is on point, and the armors are really badass. The mod is specifically set during the historical Peloponnesian War, which was fought between Sparta and Athens and their respective allies. In fact, the mod relies heavily on history, not just for the factions, but also for the fighting style and tactics of the time. So if you ever wanted to try out the phalanx formation in Warband, look no further. This looks amazing! I also love how the blocking animation was changed to fit the formation. This also means melee fighting is largely focused around fighting with a spear. It is the primary weapon for most units. The fighting mechanics are one of the first hints on the mod's difficulty. All you can really do with a spear is thrust. So instinctively I wanted to switch to the sword, but swords are also historically short, which makes it difficult against troops with spears as they have a reach advantage. This also means cavalry as a unit is really not the main focus in this mod. Most fights are on foot. Archers are also largely replaced by slingers and peltasts, which are devastating at close range. So broadly speaking, if you love the time period, I'd say this mod is as immersive as it can be. In addition to the visuals, the mod also adds Freelancer, some extra layers of kingdom management, as well as sea battles, although I'll come back to this one later. But let's actually talk about the difficulty. Is this mod really as hard as people pointed out? Well, yes. The first thing people pointed out is that the game starts with a lot of large bandit groups, which, as you can see here, you really have to be careful in early game. But also, the bandits are stupidly powerful in this mod. First thing I noticed, the AI is much smarter. Look here, they're advancing in phalanx formation instead of randomly charging like looters. This is a pattern. Not only are bandit groups larger, they are actually very disciplined. And they are very overpowered. Even as I chose to cheat and get myself a lot of soldiers, I would outnumber bandits by over 100 men, and still have massive casualties. Now you might be thinking just go in the options and reduce damage taken, but the mod doesn't let you do that. If you change it, it resets itself automatically. That's both for you and your troops, so having a lot of troops doesn't matter a lot of the times. This also means you can get insta-killed, as happened to me several times. Even with the heaviest set of armor, the damage taken is huge. So early game in Sparta is very difficult. You could be killed with a single blow, and bandit groups are large and numerous, but there's also a lot of smaller ways in which the mod is made difficult. Recruits are fairly available and cheap, but they also come with very low skills and gear. There is no trainer perk, so there's no way for troops to passively gain XP outside of battles. The size of parties and garrisons have also been increased drastically, meaning you'll need a lot of troops to get anything done. Even the engineer perk has been reduced. At 7 points in engineering, it still takes me more than a day to set up ladders in a siege. I can't imagine how long it would take if I had no skills at all. So basically, you take a mod that removes the ability to remove damage in the menu, makes bandits far more numerous and smart, make armors more expensive, make the new recruits very weak, and increase the party sizes to the extreme, and you basically get Sparta. Yes, it's a very difficult mod, and not, I think, in a good way. The mod warns that it's for veteran Warband players, but here's the thing. Why hide an amazing mod set in a fascinating time period behind a layer of extreme difficulty? You could say mods like Walda do the same, by adding permanent wounds and such, but at least these options can be disabled for anybody that doesn't want a punishing experience. So I understand why people criticized Sparta for not making these changes optional. That's not to say that the mod would be perfect otherwise, because there are still some issues, mostly stability. The modder provided a guide on how to set the graphics to avoid crashes, but I still had several of them. I don't think no one is safe from the occasional crash with this one. But also, because armies are huge, so are the battles. And while the phalanx looks amazing, the battles themselves are fairly slow as a result. Troops stay in formation and just advance on one another. You could set the battle size to a higher number to make battles go faster, but even in a battle that involves thousands of troops, it will be very grindy. It doesn't help that battle maps are often too big and the terrain very uneven. We're talking about a mod focused on the phalanx, right? Greeks fought on flat terrain. I feel annoyed at frequent steep hills in this mod. The same goes for sea battles. I think it's really cool that the mod had a scenery for sea battles with all the ships stuck into one another. However, the maximum spawn amount is 40 troops on each side, so 400 troops against another 400, that's 10 rounds of fighting the same fight. It's grindy as hell. Props to sieges though, that feel more like Gikokujo in Hispania 1200, several layers of defenses, sometimes without even a wall at all. You just throw your armies into the streets. I'll take sieges like that any day. So to conclude, Sparta is a fairly cool mod with its pros and cons, and yes, it probably is one of the most difficult mods to be found on Warband. If that's your thing, definitely recommend. If you like ancient Greece, this is also very immersive, but like any mods, there's flaws to be expected. And that's about it for today. But what do you think? Are there other mods that are harder than this one that I'm not aware of? You can let me know in the comments, and while you're at it, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, of course. As I've said at the beginning of this video, this mod is no longer available on the official websites, but good news, I left the Google Drive link of the version that I currently own in the video of the description, and it will stay there until, I'm guessing, the modder reaches out to me to tell me to take it out, which I don't know if it will ever happen, so in the meantime, just enjoy the mod. And just so you know, from now on, whenever I play a new game or a new mod, I'm trying to stream it to Twitch, and that was the case with this mod. As I was playing this mod, I streamed the whole thing to Twitch. Oh man, they're about to get their butts kicked. That's gonna be bad. Enjoy the show. Oh no, are you kidding me? Oh my god. So if you're on Twitch and you like streaming in general, make sure to follow the link to my Twitch in the video description. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.